Week of Whips Day 3, and my hair is so fluffy. It's quite windy outside, so you'll have seen that we've been at the park this morning, which was lovely. Today's whips are socks, and I'm going to show you the first ones. I'm sat on my bed upstairs having a bit of a break. In my Bear in Sheep's Clothing with Little Grey Girl pyramid bag, I have two of my Bernie pins on here. Is my slow sock whip. Sorry, I'm on my phone and I received the Midnight Diary Christmas Eve box, which was the Humbug yarn, last year, and I decided that instead of making one of the Humbug patterns that came with the box, I would use the yarn to make Lara's Legacy socks, which are Gemma's pattern as well. So the project bag, what formerly known as the project bag, the Midnight Diary. Gemma has some patterns. She's a pattern designer as well as a yarn dyer, and Lara's Legacy is a pattern that was dedicated to her daughter Lara, who sadly passed away after being born premature. And all of the proceeds for this pattern go directly to Bliss, which is a premature and neonatal research charity. They do a lot of good work in the UK. And I started it on Lara's birthday this year, and I've picked it up again because Gemma is doing the Midnight Make-Along, which is anything that you make that's either her pattern or with her yarn, project bag or Midnight Diary, and you're entered into this make-along. So I've picked up my Lara's Legacy socks again, and I've spent the day basically slowly stitching on this pattern, and I love the way that this yarn is knitting up in these kind of spiral colour of the Humbug colours, the mint green, the white, and the kind of tan, can we call this, like kind of yellowy tan. I love it. It looks so lovely, and it's slow stitching for me because the pattern is so intricate. It's an 8-row repeat, and I'm getting used to it. Like, it's every other row is the same, and then you've got the actual kind of important stuff every other row, or the other rows, but it is something that you do slowly and meditatively, I think is probably the way. It feels quite meditative. It's not a fast make. It's not like a self-striping, which I'll show you, my current self-striping. I'm also wearing hand knit socks, which are my Wham Cal self-striping from the Yarn Badger. I have got to the point now where I can wear hand knit socks every day, and I recycle them. So I wear the same pair maybe 2 or 3 days before they go into the wash, and I do machine wash all my socks, because they're super wash, and I do it on a wool wash, and it's a gentle wash, and I do it with wool detergent, but that I machine wash because who's got time for that? Apart from maybe one pair of socks, which are my Yarn Badger socks, which I have just finished, which I need to show you actually because I haven't shown you the finished objects. So I have got 2 finished objects, which I'll show you now. Not now, I'll show you in a bit. But I thought, as I was kind of up here having a bit of a rest, I'm so enjoying this sock. It's got the kind of lace patterning motif, and then it's called the embroidery stitch, and it looks like embroidery, and then there's this tiny little cable on either side. It's so much fun. I'm really enjoying this pattern, but it's a slow make. I'll show you the other ones in a bit. I just also thought I'd tell you about my latest binge watch, because I'm currently on, should we work this out? I think I'm on episode, I started A Discovery of Witches, which was I think Sky production in 2018. They filmed most of it in Oxford, and it's got Matthew Good in it, who's one of my favourite British actors. He also does a very good American accent. But yes, Matthew Good. And actually they were filming it when I was still working at Oxford. So it's while I was doing my degree ceremonies role, I went for a meeting with a colleague of mine who was the events manager at the venue that we used for all our degree ceremonies, the Sheldonian Theatre, which is... The Sheldonian Theatre is a it was one of Christopher Wren's designs, the guy who designed St Paul's Cathedral in London and lots of other famous buildings. Christopher Wren also designed the Sheldonian Theatre, which was built for the ceremonial use of the university. Oh, I hear people. Anyway, we used it for degree ceremonies, but it's also used for events and stuff like that. And I'm talking to my phone. Do you want to come and say hello? Okay. Are you going to come and watch? Have you got your headphones? Carrying on. So I was saying the Sheldonian was used for ceremony and also events. So I have a small person next to me now. So yes, the film crew hired out the Sheldonian because quite a lot of the kind of library scenes in The Discovery of Witches season 1 are filmed in the Bodleian, which is the university library, and they film it as if the entrance to the library is the Divinity School, which is not the entrance to the library. The Divinity School is part of the Bodleian Library, but it is an event where it's a space rather than the library. Don't get me started on the things that they did weirdly with the Oxford scenes. Anyway, I think they were using the Sheldonian as kind of like a respite area for the actors. So I was in this meeting with Maggie, and I came out of the meeting and I had to get back to the office pretty quickly. And I kind of bumped into someone. I was like, "Oh, I'm really, really sorry." And then I kept going. He was very sweet and just went, "Okay, no, don't worry," and was very nice about it. And it was only until I was about halfway back to the office that I literally stopped dead in my tracks and went, "That was Matthew Good." So yes, I have touched Matthew Good. Hello.
I'm a with Bunny.
With Blue Bunny. You do. That's a Mimisaurus jumper, isn't it? What are you watching? Okay. Don't know what she's watching.
I'm watching for a long time.
Okay. Very good. Anyway, so yes, that I'm about to do something, another project. I'm about to do some more on my Tunisian cable cardigan. Stop now. I will see you later with more socks. Hello. It is Saturday the 3rd of April. And I didn't finish my vlog yesterday. In fact, I was talking to you about Discovery Witches and then I stopped. I got a bit despondent. Bad mental health afternoon, I think. So I will finish talking to you about socks. And then the rest of today's week of whips will be... Let's go for gifts/toys. Let's do that, shall we? Because there's one. Yeah, one or two. Today is Saturday. I've just got out of the shower. We're going to go. I got a lion, I didn't get a lion. I got a going back to bed after a very disjointed night where a small person had an accident and therefore had to then sleep in her mother's side of the bed, and her mother was relegated to the craft room, which is okay. It's an okay bed, but it's not my bed. Anyway, so I got to go back to sleep. But yes, showered, about to go and have lunch, and we're going to go for a walk, so I'll take you with me. Probably just, I'll take the microphone off and just take the camera and take some nice pictures and take some footage of us walking around. And then when we get back, I will show you yarn. Yes. Okay, before we go out for our walk, first pair of socks to show you is my out and about vanilla socks. This is a me-made bag. On it I have, yes? Okay. On it I have my lockdown sock down pin from the Corner of Craft. I have my gold star, because everyone needs a gold star in their life, from Sugar and Sloth. I have my socks pins from Sue Stratford, and my Crit and Knit pin because vanilla, therefore I can do it while doing other things. This is in my bag at the moment. This is my stripy sock. I am using a Gobstopper ball from Giddy Yarns, which is called Storm's End. It has, well, I'll show you on the sock, shall I? A thicker grey stripe.
Is it for Storm or a mini or...
Oh, it's for Mummy. It's for Mummy. So it has a thicker grey stripe and then a pseudo rainbow. So it's got a kind of pinky red, yellow, green, blue and purple rainbow. I have added bright pink cuffs and toe. I have done the Mina from the Knitting Expat, Mina's vanilla sock with her short row heel. It's not my favourite short heel because it's quite a small heel, to be honest, I think. But she has, her patterns have a mini heel flap adjustment, which kind of gives you a bit more in the heel. Gives you a bit more in terms of the gusset. So I'm doing this on DPNs because DPNs are my favourite for thin yarn for socks. I've done a 60 stitch on a 2.5mm needle. I've been kind of transitioning between 2.5 and 2.25, but I thought I'd do 2.5 mainly because I've got a lot of sock whips and all my 2.25s are kind of being used. So I thought I'd do 2.5 but on a smaller circumference, so I do 60 stitches on this one rather than 64 stitches, which is my normal. The gauge is alright, it's a little, I would say it's probably a little loose. My gauge is always a little bit tighter on DPNs anyway. This yarn is BFL nylon, whereas I think the contrast yarn is just a pink, it's a pink merino, it's a merino nylon. It was just in my kind of stash of, come on. I'm trying to get the camera to focus on the pink. It obviously doesn't like it. There you go. This is merino nylon from just my stash of minis.
Ooh.
Hello. Mimi? Come back, please.
Yeah.
So this is Giddy Yarns. I am doing this for the SCL1 stripy sock cowl, which is hosted by Sharon of SCL1 to Know podcast. And Giddy Yarns Helen is one of April's dyers. So this is my April sock. I have managed to keep up with
Maddie is bringing something for me.
Oh yes, Maddie is Amelia's friend in school. And where did she come? Do you remember where she moved from? What country?
Australia. And she brought a koala.
Yeah, everyone got a koala, didn't they? Everyone in your class got a...
With a boomerang.
With a boomerang.
But I always got blue.
Yeah, it's a blue... He's got a blue waistcoat, hasn't he?
Mm.
And it says, I love Australia on it. And he holds on to things like the boomerang.
I love going to Australia.
Well, one day we'll take you to Australia, baby. Okay? Just 27 hours on a plane, that's fine, isn't it? No, darling, I don't think it's windy enough today.
What?
She wants to take her kite. Anyway, so yes, this is currently at, I think, round and round and round stage again. I started Mimi. I started this a couple of days towards the end of March. But yeah, it's high twist BFL 80/20 nylon. It's really, really nice stitch definition, if you can see. There we go. Really nice stitch definition. Whereas the merino is a little bit more fuzzy. I'm assuming this is merino. I'm going to go wool nylon. But yeah, I have done 55 rows for the foot, and it will probably be with this kind of shallow heel. It'll probably be closer to 70 rows for the 55 rows for the leg, and it'll closer to probably 70 rows for the foot for my size 7 monsters. But yes, that's sock number 2. So those are kind of my current sock whips. I don't think I have any others. Not at the moment, but I will show you the other ones later.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it, you can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box, beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better, I dare you to be wilder. You can. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, you don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down, be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off, don't hide it. I don't fit into
Hello,
your
I'm
box,
wearing
beauty
makeup. My
queens
hair is.
without no
Ooh,
flaws.
that's an interesting curl. Let's sort that one out. My hair is curled because I am about to join a Zoom party for a friend's birthday, and I'm hosting, and I need to get this done in 8 minutes. Oh god, let's turn my laptop on, shall we? Yes, I'm wearing a nice top. I'm wearing my Maliqua wire necklace, which, little nod to the yarn. I probably could be wearing a little bit more, to be honest, because it's a tiny bit chilly, but I'm going to open up my back doors and prop my laptop up on the trampoline, which I'll show you. Which, you know what, I'm just going to turn you around and show you. My trampoline's right there. Sorry if anyone got seasick then. I can still, there's still some bits of pink, but you can see the blonde has come back as well. I'm loving sea salt spray. Thank you, Lisa. The lovely Lisa, who is Lisa Raspberry Crochet. When I was talking about my curls dropping in the last time I curled my hair, in one of my vlogs, she said that she suggested sea salt spray, and I have some Aussie like texturizing and sea salt spray, so we'll see how it goes. There's a bit of a crunch going on, but if the curls stay, it'll thing out. Right, so socks. The other socks that I forgot to mention yesterday, my FOs. First one is this. There is only one because I've worn these already. Twice already, in fact. These are my March socks number 1, because I got 2 socks done for the Stripey Sock Cal, which is run by SCR1 TNO. These are in the Knitting Goddess Brit Sock colour wheel minis, so it is non-superwash, although these have been through the washing machine twice, and they have slightly felted, hence the reason why they go on blockers every time they go out. The reason why there's only one, and I will put up a picture of the pair, is because somehow its mate missed this particular wash, so it's waiting for the next wool wash, wool sensitive wash. I put all my like hand wash clothing items and my wool socks in the wash together, so that there's a bigger load, but also so that everything gets gentle, and they will get put on a wool / sensitive wash. So this was my first one for the SCR1 TNO Stripey Sock Cal for March. The second one is on the other blocker, and it is rather large and the ends are not woven in. This, it's just slipping off the blocker because these are blockers for my feet. So size 7, 8 UK, 40 to 41 EU. These are socks for my father and his size 12 feet, UK size 12 feet. So his feet are exactly a foot long. They are 12 inches long. These socks are probably about 11.5 inches long because they're quite wide. This was made out of Regia 6-ply yarn, so it's a sport to DK weight yarn. It's really the only way I'm going to make my father socks, or anyone with really big feet socks, is if it's a heavier weight yarn. Same stitch count, so I do 64 stitch count for them, but on 3.5, yes, 3.5 millimetre needles. This is the Winwick Mum 8-ply boot sock recipe with its cuff down, heel flap and gusset. I used every single scrap of this dark blue. I made him some socks completely out of this dark blue last year for his birthday. So decided to do contrast heels and toes. There is a second. It's here. They are brothers, not twins, because I went opposite directions. So actually, if I flip this sock, you will see that the patterning is the same, but the wrong way around. See? So yes, these are Regia 6 ply, and these are my March socks number 2. So you saw my April socks earlier that I'm making. On to whips. I showed you the Lara's Legacy socks yesterday, so I won't show you those. The other pair of socks that are kind of, I've got quite a lot of self-striping socks that are kind of in various stages, and now I'm keeping them for the months that they link to with Sharon's Stripy Sock Cal. If you want to get involved in the Stripy Sock Cal, you don't have to have started at the start of the year. It is a whole year Cal. She pulls prizes every month, and if you go and look under one of her podcast, there is a list of who all the dies are for each of the months coming up, so you can do some planning, which is exactly what I've done. The other sock whip I have is in here. This is my Heidenhammer. I think this is the precursor to the 02, which is her smallest and most affordable leather bag that she does. But this was released as part of a collaboration, so I think the 02 is slightly bigger than this. It holds a skein of yarn. This is a actual skein of yarn. This is Regia, which is the Regia Gute Nacht, so the Gute Nacht bedtime stories, I think. Gute Nacht Geschichten. I've got 3 minutes. In the unicorn, well, I'm going to call it the unicorn colourway, but what it actually is called is the Gute Nacht der Geschichten, die Regenbogenrutsche, die Regenbogenrutsche. Don't know. It's got unicorns on the front of it, and I'm making Amelia a little stripy sock. These are fully ribbed socks, and I am going to make them, they're not going to have heels in them, so they're going to be tube socks, and hopefully, because they're stretchy, they will grow with her feet as well. So I'm going to make them relatively long, probably up to her, like just below her knees, but these are just ones I kind of pick up and have a go at whenever I don't have anything else that I can work on. They are ribbed, so they're taking a bit longer but they're only, I think, 50 stitches all the way around, and these are on DPNs. This is my little grey girl DPN holder that I have. That's socks. The only other, right, so today was gifts, and actually the only gift that I'm making right now is Amelia's birthday present. She has got 2. You saw the Granny Go Round sweater 2 days ago when I was talking garments. The curls are already dropping. Let's just make sure Zoom is actually open. But yes, this is in a Toft bag. I am making her the Toft Chinese dragon, or Lunar New Year dragon. Yes, Lunar New Year dragon. His name is Bo. I will put a picture here of what he should look like. And I have not much going. Where's my actual? Yes, I've done his tail. She wanted the pink one. I showed her the pictures of all the options that were available, and she wanted it in this. This is the main colour. This is Toft Wool in DK. This is the pink one, and then his accent colours are going to be amethyst and magenta. So yes, that is a whip for, 11 days time, so I need to get a wriggle on with this one. I'm not going to do it tonight. There's too much thinking involved. Right, I'm going to log on and host this birthday. And I might log on later, but I probably won't. So, no, I'll see you soon.